You know, for the first time since these destructive wildfires have swept through Tennessee this week, and for many, take a look at what they're finding. Man, that's all that's left.
Yeah, well, that's the amazing thing. I've covered many wildfires, and unlike floods and unlike tornadoes, they usually find something. Wildfires consume almost everything, with the exception of maybe jewelry. The wildfires around Gatlinburg damaged hundreds, that is, of structures, and at least 13 people were killed, but that number could rise as firefighters keep searching through the rubble. CNN correspondent Polo Sandoval is live in Gatlinburg. Polo, good morning to you. What can you tell us about the people that are still missing, because there are a number of those?
Well, absolutely, Martin, but an exact number, well, that's hard to actually determine. That's because the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has only said that they have followed up on at least 150 reports regarding missing people. That doesn't necessarily mean that there are 150 people who haven't been seen or heard from since. So as we wait for that agency to provide an update, I can tell you that we did go to a nearby shelter just outside the perimeter here in the nearby city of Gatlinburg, and we have seen many people who are basically waiting to find out what comes next. And we also found a bulletin board there that is covered with paper notes. These have been left behind by relatives who are hoping to hear from their loved ones. The concern here, as you mentioned a few moments ago, Martin, is that death toll of 13 could potentially rise as the search and recovery efforts continue down several days after those flames swept through the region. Meanwhile, you hear from some of the families who are displaced this morning who are calling these shelters home, including Lori White, who we met just yesterday just outside of the city of Gatlinburg. She described what it was like fleeing, and she also described what it's like not knowing what may come next for her and her fiancé.
It's a new start. Maybe that's something that everybody needed. I was talking to one of our ladies from church last night, and we're all asking why. Why did this happen? And her and I both pretty much at the same time said because it brought everybody together from all walks of life. We're all in the same situation right now.
Yeah, we found no shortage of hope at that shelter while we spoke to the folks who are, at this point, quite frankly, sleeping in a gym until they find out what comes next. In the meantime, it really is a waiting game for not just White, but so many others just like her, at least 200 others who are displaced at this moment. They're waiting to find out when they'll be able to make their way back into the devastated region. This is as close as we can take you at this point because of this police roadblock. However, in about 2 hours or so, it is expected to open, providing some of the residents here with their second chance to see what, if anything, actually remains. Yesterday was the first time they actually made it closer and saw that widespread devastation that you see in the video.
All right, Polo Sandoval, thank you so much for bringing us the latest there.
Donald Trump's been talking to world leaders, including the president of the Philippines, who you'll remember insulted President Obama earlier this year. We'll tell you how that conversation went next.